away from me, you bitch! You're the one who took them off me in the first place, and they're mine!
Hazel, I can't give them to you. The doctor says you have to take them when they're prescribed.
The doctor? Well, what's the doctor gonna do with it? He's not going through all this, is he? I got this headache this morning, see? And it got worse and worse and worse. And the pill I took, it didn't work. It just keeps pounding and pounding and pounding in my head. You gotta do something.
Hazel, if I give you an extra one now, then next time it's 2, then 3. They're powerful things.
So what's it gonna do? Kill me?
Oh, come on, ladies, hurry it up. There are others waiting.
Yeah, get a move on. My brain's getting steamed up out here.
Stick around, you're in for a pleasant surprise.
What's happening?
You'll see. What was she talking about?
Well, I guess I'd say she's planned some little surprise for Stephen.
Did you okay it?
What's happening?
I don't know yet, but I think we're about to find out any minute.
Oh, my God. How did this happen?
David, wait, this is so.
Come with me to the hospital. Risk you finish your charge and wait for me in the corridor and check the throat just in case.
And what do you think happened?
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time, love.
It won't be the last, either. There's another lesson for you to learn. We're going to have to get up awfully early to outsmart that guy.
Hazel, you've been longing to see your kids for months now. You're not going to let them see you all down in the mouth, are you?
Jude, I just don't think I'll be able to handle it.
Of course you will, honey. Don't you regret it if you didn't? You've been waiting for this day for so long.
Yeah, but it was different before. There was always a chance they were going to come back to me. But this time, well, I know it'll be the last time I'm going to see him.
I know it's going to be hard for you, honey. But you have to say goodbye to them properly. You deserve that much.
What about them? They might have almost forgotten about me now. Is it worth the risk upsetting them all over again?
Hazel, you're their mother.
They don't know about me, do they?
No.
I just don't think I'll be able to handle it, Jude. I know I won't.
You got a chance now to tidy up your life. Don't throw that chance away.
Okay, come on. We're ready for the load over here. How's that sorting going, Rosemary?
It won't be a minute.
Get that load of washing out of there into the dryer.
Oh, no.
Come on, I haven't got all day.
Oh, we seem to have twice as much work today. Where did it all come from?
We got behind during the quarantine. The deliveries are only just catching up now.
We really need some help.
Yeah, well, Phyllis was supposed to be in here, wasn't she? Pity about her accident. Oh, Rosemary! For heaven's sake, what are you up to now, Rosemary?
It's not my fault. I couldn't see where I was going.
For God's sake, will you open your eyes? I cannot afford to have someone following you around all day and holding your hand.
I don't want anyone to hold my hand. I just want to be treated like a human being. I didn't have to work, you know. I volunteered. Thought it might give me the chance to get to know some of you, make a few friends. Shouldn't have.
Oh, you're a bit hard on her, Bee. I told you it's for the kid's own good.
But she's only a little kid.
You've seen what happens to the soft ones. The vultures get them.
Razor blades in the soap. I've heard that little trick before. Any idea who did it?
No. Naturally, Hunt refuses to say.
Oh, of course. What's going on, Meg?
I don't know. I thought the women were getting on fairly well lately. That is, until Sonia Stevens arrived. She's definitely on the outer.
You think it could have been meant for her?
Yes, I think it's a possibility. I think the women have found out about her.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's just this bad feeling whenever she's around. I mean, there was that accident with the sewing machine yesterday, and then a cell was ransacked. Now, if they're onto her, I think there could be trouble.
Right, I'd better have a word with her. Thanks, Meg.
Oh, whilst I'm here, this telegram came for Lizzie. I don't think she'll be very excited about that, do you?
No, she has created a few problems for herself, hasn't she?
Come on, love. Don't take it so hard. Bea and the others are only trying to help you.
Help me? How about yelling at me?
Oh, that's just Bea.
That awful thing that happened in the showers this morning, that woman getting her hands cut. No one showed any sympathy, any kindness.
Listen, love, we all like you, and we're all worried about you. But life is different in the country and away from your family, and you got to learn that.
It's different, all right. I wish I'd never left.
You're planning to go back?
I can't. Even if I get out of this mess, Dad can't afford to keep me any longer.
Well, then, you just have to learn to keep your eyes open to everybody and everything.
Oh, you're right, Izzy. It hadn't been so darn simple. I don't know what that Rod Miller bloke was up to in the first place.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to, but I'll help you. You just stick by me, and I'll soon show you the ropes.
Oh, would you, Lizzie?
Sure. Now, I'm a bit long in the tooth, but I've been around long enough to cope with anything, and I remember when I used to live in the bush that...
What are you doing in here? Why aren't you in the laundry?
Oh, Rosemary here is a bit upset about what happened in the showers this morning.
You all right now?
Yes, thanks, Mrs. Morris.
How's Phyllis?
Oh, complaining, but her hands aren't too badly cut. Do you know who put those razor blades in the soap, Lizzie?
Oh, no, Mrs. M, I don't know anything.
Right. Oh, there's a telegram for you.
Oh, God, for me, I hate those things. Read it for me, will you, Mrs. M?
It's from Mick. Determined to see you before you leave for China. Stop. Move trip forward. Stop. See you in 4 days. Stop.
4 days? Oh, God, Mrs. M, what am I going to do?
And you're quite sure it was an accident?
Yes, of course. There was no one else even near the sewing machine at the time.
And you've no idea who ransacked your cell?
That? Oh, look, there was no harm done. I thought it was the usual initiation into the place. Same thing happened to me at college.
And did they also hide razor blades in the soap at college?
Look, that had nothing to do with me. Obviously, someone was paying that woman back for something she'd done.
Would you have any idea who did it and why?
Look, I keep pretty much to myself. I've no idea about the factions in this place.
And you haven't been openly threatened?
Of course not. Should I?
We think the women have found out that you're a policeman's wife. You know how dangerous that could be for you. I think perhaps you'd be safer if we moved you into the isolation wing.
Mrs. Reynolds, I think you're overreacting. I'm perfectly all right where I am.
Yes? I see. Yes, that'll be all right. I'll send her in from here. You've got a visitor, your husband.
Oh, good. He might have some news about my appeal.
In the meantime, think carefully about moving into the isolation wing.
There's no need to. I'm perfectly safe where I am.
Mrs. Morris, would you take Stevens to the interview room?
Fine.
Stevens. I'd still watch my step if I were you.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
I just keep running up against a brick wall.
I don't suppose we can expect much else.
But I've spoken to dozens of contacts. People who feed us information all the time, and there's nothing. It's almost as if they're afraid to say anything.
But there must be somebody that's willing to talk.
There's another thing, too. You're definitely known around the traps.
Well, that's not surprising, is it, really? After all, I am a policeman's wife.
There was also mention a couple of times about a bloke called Turner. A Jerry Turner. Ever heard of him?
No. Should I?
Well, I hope not. He's mixed up in a lot of shady deals.
Eddie, we knew it was going to be difficult trying to prove that somebody planted heroin on me. But it's got to be someone who's got it in for you. That's the only reason there can be.
That's the line I've been working on, and so far I've drawn a blank.
Oh, please, keep trying, darling. You're my only hope.
You sure that finger's all right?
Yes.
Darling, what can I get you anything?
Just get me out.
Can you do anything with these?
The doc said I wasn't to get him wet.
No, try some sorting. Oh, I see. Little rest time over, is it?
Oh, lay off, B. I've got a problem.
And so have I. No workers.
B, I'm trying to tell you something.
Yeah, what?
The cat's hit the pigeons. Mick's put his trip forward so he can see me, and he'll be here in 4 days.
Well, hold your horse. There's no use to panic.
Oh, who's panicking? It's too late for that. I'll just have to expose myself.
No, I wouldn't do that. That'll put him right off.
Well, I mean, write to him and tell him I'm a fraud.
You'll never get the letter in time.
Well, what do you suggest? I invite him here to tea and scones in the dining room?
Yeah, he could. You could say you'd taken over as governor.
Oh, yes, and get Ferguson to wait on us.
Now, that I would like to see. Come on, love, don't worry. We'll think of something.
See? I told you they weren't going to turn up.
Oh, honey, it's early yet. Look, why don't we go and sit down?
I can't. God, I wish I had a drink. Well, what difference would it make now?
Well, for starters, they'd smell it on you, wouldn't they?
No, they wouldn't, because they're not coming. I know George. He's changed his mind. Oh, come on, Jude, let's go. Hello, Johnny. Barbie.
Hello.
Hello. You look wonderful. Well, don't I get a hug?
It's ringing.
Thank you.
Hello. G'day, buddy. How you getting on?
Not good. Oh, I'll get it. Listen, if you don't get me out of here, I may never get out.
They think you're a bit of a celebrity, eh?
Oh, you could say that. Only they're not after autographs, they're after blood.
Well, there's not much I can do for you in there. I could call off the protection rackets for a while if you like. That should cool things down for a bit. At least until the appeal.
Well, you can forget about the appeal. Eddie hasn't been able to come up with anything. All it's doing is making him more suspicious of me. Oh, he's been snooping around. He came up with your name today.
My name? Damn it. How'd he get that? I thought we had this thing shut up like a drum. Well, what do you want me to do?
Just get me out of here, and I don't care how. Arrange something from your end, I'll do what I can from my end. Listen, there's a couple of other things.
$2,000. No problem getting it, but how do I smuggle it into you? All right. And what was the other thing? Joan Ferguson. Well, I haven't been able to do much yet.
I'm relying on you, Jerry. Don't let me down.
I'll do what I can.
We haven't seen you for a long while.
No, I've been away. But I thought about you both all the time. Do you think about me sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
What do we call you now?
Well, you used to call me Mummy.
Yes, but we've got another mummy now.
Do you like her?
Yeah, she's great.
She's home even when we get back from school.
Yeah. Well, that's much better, isn't it? Does she look after you?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Why don't you come and live with us too?
No, couldn't do that. Actually, I've got to go away again for quite some time.
Could we come too and Daddy? Like we used to?
No, sorry, baby. I've got to go on my own.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I've got to go pretty soon. George, can you take me away, please? Now, I want you to be real good to your new mum.
Oh, look, kids, you wait over there for a minute, okay? Kiss your mother. Kiss Hazel. Goodbye.
No, it's all right. We've said our goodbyes, haven't we, kids?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Look, please. I am sorry the way things have turned out.
Yes, so am I, George. I'm never going to see him again. Now, you make sure you look after my kids. I love you. I love you.
Now, Smith, what can I do for you?
Well, it's not for me, Mrs. Reynolds, it's for Lizzie.
Lizzie?
Yeah, I suppose you know her friend Mick from overseas plans to visit Australia?
Yes, I do.
Well, Lizzie's gone and dropped herself right in the well, she's gone and dropped herself right in it by telling him that she's really rich. And now she's frightened that...
But he'll find out the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, unfortunately, I don't see what I can do about it.
Well, I was wondering if Lizzie could have a day release.
I doubt whether the department would approve.
I don't see why not. Wouldn't do any harm. You could just say she's visiting an old mate from overseas. And it'd get Lizzie off the hook. And she'd have an officer with her the whole time.
Well, there's nothing to stop her from applying.
But it'd help if you put your weight behind it. And it might be the only chance she'll ever get to see him.
Tell her to apply and I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynolds.
By the way, that woman you mentioned on the phone.
Oh, yes. Have any luck?
Seems she's quite an animal lover. She's got a dog she's very fond of. Do anything for it.
I see. Yeah, she helps some wayward strays lately and found them good homes.
Oh, really?
Seems she has a soft spot for special cases.
Well, we'll have to see if she can be persuaded.
How are the plans for the holiday going?
Slowly. I found a real estate agent who could be quite helpful. Rent's a bit high, though.
Still, it'd be worth it. Did you bring me that thing I asked for?
Yeah, I hope it's the one you wanted. All right if I give this to Mrs. Stevens?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you. Oh, I'd hate to have missed out on this issue.
Hi, what are you doing here?
Oh, I thought I'd just pop in and see how you were. How are you, Hazel?
Oh, I'm all right. A bit tired. I think I'll go and lie down for a bit.
Okay, honey. I'll put the kettle on. I'll bring up a cup of tea in a minute, okay?
How is she?
Well, she's just said goodbye to her kids for the last time.
Oh.
I wish there was something we could do for her.
All you can do is try and make her as happy as possible.
Happy. Anyway, how are things at the prison?
Well, now the Lassa fever scare's over, everything seems to be returning to normal.
Good. And Petra?
Oh, she's recovered, thank God. Her trial's coming up soon.
Well, I hope she gets off. For both your sakes.
She will. And the minute she's free, I'm packing her off to that church. Hey, how do you feel about being best man?
Hang about. Oh, God, what's the date?
The 12th, what?
Yeah. Tomorrow is my trial for the abduction. I'd forgotten about it with Hazel and everything else.
What, the 13th? I hope you're not superstitious.
Well, with my luck, it won't matter anyway.
What are you doing here?
I'm on my way back to the laundry. Actually, I'm rather glad I bumped into you. Look, we haven't got much time, so I'll get straight to the point.
Oh, yes?
I want to get out of here.
You and 50 others. Now get going.
But I can pay.
How much?
2,000 now, and the other 2 when I get out.
How would you get 2,000 in here?
I've already got it. Oh, but don't get any ideas. See, I've got this cousin on the outside who has a rather nasty habit with women he doesn't like.
And is that so? Now, why don't you and I go down and see the governor and you can put your little proposition to her? Should get you at least another 6 months.
All right. Then we can tell her about the last 2 girls you helped escape. Maxine and Lucy, wasn't it?
I hope you can prove that.
Oh, I wouldn't have to prove it. Just the suggestion on top of what's already on your record would be enough.
If you know so much about me, then you know what happens to people who threaten me.
Well, this cousin of mine hates animals. I wonder how long your precious mutt would last. He has a real talent for pain when he puts his mind to it. No, I think we know each other's strengths. Let's talk business.
Anyone want to make up a 4?
No thanks, B. I've got a new magazine. I wouldn't mind playing.
Oh, love. Careful who you say that.
Come on over here and sit down and don't take any notes of her because she's a dirty old woman.
Oi! Enough of the old.
What are we playing?
That depends. What do you know?
Play sevens.
Sevens? I haven't played sevens since I was a kid. We might as well have a game of old maid.
Oh, no way. You'd have too much of an advantage.
Oh, you like playing pontoon so you can sit on it and twist.
Keep yourself nice, Lizzie. What other games do you know?
Dad tried to teach me to play euchre once.
I've been euchred in the country a bit myself.
Well, I think it's about time we completed Rosemary's education and taught her how to play pontoon.
Don't you need money for that?
No, love, you put it on the slate. I'll deal. Here, cut. So far, Lizzie owes me about $400,000.
Oh, it's only 300,042.
There you go.
Not much good at cards, I'm afraid.
Don't worry about that. We'll play a couple of dummy hands. Teach you the ropes.
Oh, it's a good idea about the dummy hands. I've got a hand like a foot.
Don't blame me, I only dealt. Now, the whole idea of this game is to try and make 21 in as few cards as possible. The easy way to do it is with an ace and with a court.
What are you playing?
Cards. What are you doing? Waiting for a bus? An ace and...
Well done, Smith. Just earned yourself a charge.
What about her tipping the ashtray all over?
Smith, I saw what happened. Looked like a perfectly simple accident to me. You, Stevens, clean that mess up. Teach you to be so damn clumsy. Hey, Smart, come with me. Well, don't look so excited. It's your solicitor.
I've got plenty of time, Stevens. You'll get yours.
How are you, Miss Smart?
Okay, I suppose. Wasn't expecting to see you.
I had to see you. You're standing trial tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I thought it'd be at least another couple of weeks.
Yeah, it surprised me too. They're making a special effort to clear up the backlog in the courts.
I don't suppose it matters when it is, really. Have you seen Sharon?
Yes, she's quite well, but the Crown's calling her in to give evidence against you.
Oh, that's bloody lovely.
Look, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be hostile.
She won't need to be. She'll only have to say what I did. That'd be enough.
It doesn't look very good, does it?
Do you have a cigarette?
Sorry, I don't smoke.
Should pack it in, I suppose, when my luck's running. Oh, so, how long do you think I'll get?
Look, a charge of abduction is very serious.
Look, I was doing it to try and help my sister.
We may be able to convince the court that these were extenuating circumstances.
All right. All right, let's say I can convince the big that I did it out of sisterly love. What'll I expect then?
The least you can hope for is 6 months.
Hello, Mrs. Beaton.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wallace. Wally, how are you?
Oh, fine, thanks.
Good.
How are things with you?
Oh, fine. Hey, listen, how's young Rosemary? I've been worried about her ever since they took her away, poor little tyke.
She's all right as far as I know. But I think she's probably still trying to work out what hit her.
Yeah.
Oh, let me...
Oh, no, I think I'm right, thanks.
Huh?
Wentworth's no place for someone like her. I mean, she's a real nice kid.
Yeah, well, she'll be out there a long time unless we give her a hand.
Oh, well, I'd do anything I could if I could help her.
Well, you just might be able to help, Mrs. Beaton.
Yeah?
For a start, you could tell me a bit about this Miller.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. Not that I normally gossip about my boarders, you know.
Oh, no, of course not.
Because I've never really liked him. I mean, he leaves his clothes all over the place. And what he did to that poor kid, now, that was really rotten.
Yeah, that wasn't it? It was a real mongrel trick.
Oh, dear.
I'm trying to locate some of his friends.
Well, I don't think he's got any. None that I know about, anyhow. Oh, no!
Well, look, if not friends, people who know him say better than you or I do, you know? Well, any girlfriends?
Well, I know he's had his share of them. More than his fair share, most probably. Oh, not that I allow him to bring them round here. I mean, I don't go in for that sort of thing.
Very wise. Give them an inch, they take them up. Let me do it this time.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yes, now, what about phone calls? Do you make a sort of record of incoming calls?
Oh, not really. I mean, I don't like the boarders to take too long over their calls, you know, in case someone else is trying to get through.
All right, what happens if a call comes and a person's out?
Well, we leave a message on the pad by the phone.
And how long do you keep those pads?
Well, we keep them until they're used up. But all the latest ones should still be on the pad that's there now.
Can I have a look at it, please? Oh, I'd only check the messages for Miller.
Yeah, of course. Hey, listen, I'll make you a cup of tea while you're doing it.
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Beaton.
No need to rush these. Tomorrow will do.
Oh, I might as well get them out of the way.
Well, you don't have to, you know. The other women in the recreation room, you can join them if you like.
I can knock them over in a few minutes.
It's up to you.
Something else, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, there is. I was just wondering, when you get out of here, why don't you go and get yourself a good, steady office job, rather than go back to prostitution?
Mrs. Morris, I charge $100 a client, which adds up to around $1,000 a week. How many secretaries make that kind of money?
There is more to life than money.
Yes. There's job satisfaction and security. As it happens, I'm good at my job, I enjoy it, and I don't have to worry too much when the bills come in. I don't lose any sleep about becoming redundant either.
Most of the other people on the game have no choice. But there's a lot of other things you could do.
Yes, well, let's just say I prefer it when lying down on the job's not likely to get me the sack.
You have it all very nicely rationalised, haven't you? What about the time you spent in here?
Every business carries its risks. It's an occupational hazard. In future, I'll be much more careful. You won't be seeing me back in here after this.
Oh, Wally, what can I do for you?
Mrs. Morris, I arranged with the governor to see young Rosemary Kay.
Right, sign in and I'll take you through.
Thanks, Mrs. Morris. How are you, Rosemary?
It's nice of you to come, Wally.
Oh, you didn't think I'd leave you in this place without coming to see you, did you?
Not really, but I just feel so cut off from the rest of the world. Sometimes I feel as if I'll never see anyone I know from the outside again.
No, don't you think that way. Plenty of people care about you. How are you getting on in this place?
Only just.
How are you getting on with the other women?
Some of them are very hard. There was an awful accident this morning and no one even seemed to care. Bea and Lizzie are being really nice now. Don't know how I'd get by without them looking out for me.
Just because they're in prison doesn't mean they're all bad.
Well, they're only trying to help me, Wally, but I wish I was out of here.
Of course you do. And I'm working on it. Just a little chance I might be able to get you released.
I don't see how you can unless Rod Miller decides to tell the truth and the charges are withdrawn. Can't see him doing that in a hurry.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
You've heard something, haven't you?
Not exactly, but I've been nosing around a bit. I'm going to pay him a visit tomorrow and have a word or two in his shell pink.
Oh, do you think you can get him to drop the charges?
Now, don't you get too excited, just in case it doesn't come off. But I reckon he'll be more than happy to drop the charges when I'm finished with him.
Oh, I hope so, Wally. I really hope so.
So do I. Believe me, I wouldn't have said a word of this to you if I didn't think I could deliver. So keep your chin up.
I will, Wally, and thanks for everything.
Thought I'd find you here, Stevens.
Well, I had a lot to think about. Besides, I've got nothing in common with the other women.
Except Wentworth, eh? I'm giving a bit of thought to that proposition of yours.
Going to help me escape?
Come on, I don't need to draw pictures, Stevens. We both know what I'm talking about.
All right, what have you decided?
I'll help.
Thought you might.
Oh, you're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Yes. And I also know the way I'm going out.
You have got a busy little mind. And just which exit have you decided on?
The loading bay worked like a charm last time. I've always believed in using tried and true methods.
Perhaps you're right. They wouldn't think of the same lurk being used again so quickly.
Set it up for tomorrow?
I won't be on laundry duty myself, but I can make sure that you are. Yeah. It can be done tomorrow. Providing I get my 2,000 tonight.
You got yourself a deal.
Come on, you lot. Better move on. I haven't got all day. Come, move it. There was a phone call for you last night. I must have forgotten about it. It was from your husband.
Yes, what do you want?
Your cousin, Jerry?
Yes, what about him?
Seems he had a little disagreement with the police and decided to take a few shots at them.
Did he get hurt?
All about as hurt as you can get. He was killed. Hell, I'd say that's very likely. Of course, he might have got away if he hadn't been weighed down with all that money. $50,000, according to the police.
Did they get the money?
Oh, now the police couldn't leave that sort of money lying around the streets. Might have fallen into the wrong hands, and there are some terrible people around these days.
And not all on this side of the bars.
Now, unless you want to stay on that side of the bars, you better start thinking of some answers. The police are going to want to find the rightful owner of that money. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come around asking you a few questions. If you're still here.
I won't be.
Let's hope not. Hey, Dobbs, what do you think you're doing? Get a move on. These little things are sent to try us, aren't they, Stevens?
Thanks, mate. All right, Mr. Wallace, what exactly do you want?
I'd just like to have a chat about young Rosemary.
There's nothing to talk about.
I thought it'd be a nice gesture if you dropped those charges.
Forget it. She can stay in the slot where she belongs. That's all you've got
I haven't finished with you yet.
I'm a busy man, Mr. Wallace.
We're talking about a young girl's life. You can spare a few minutes.
All right, but get on with it. Hurry up.
Well, it's funny how you bump into people, isn't it? You know, they say it's a small world.
What are you getting at?
Well, I met another young lass yesterday, ex-girlfriend of yours, name of Janie Martin.
So?
Oh, so we had a rather interesting chat. It appears she's not very wrapped in you at the moment. She's got a long memory.
What's all this got to do with Rosemary?
Well, you know how it is. A woman scorned, all that sort of thing. Janie's pretty dirty on you at the moment. Take dirty enough to get up in court and say some rather nasty things.
So Janie's got her knickers in a twist. She's got nothing on me?
No, well, she thinks she has. So much so she's prepared to swear in court that while you and she were living together, you used to knock off all your groceries from the supermarket.
That's a filthy lie, and I don't care what Janie says, nobody can prove anything.
Maybe. Maybe not. But the police will have a damn good try.
If you think you can blackmail me into dropping the charges, you've got another thing coming. Now, if you don't get out yourself, I'll call the cops.
Call it blackmail if you like, son, but you have a damn good think about it. You could face some serious charges yourself if Janie had a chat to your employer.
the word. I have had it up to here with that smart-ass bitch. No one talks to her or has anything to do with her. If they do, then they have me to answer to. I'm not pussyfooting around anymore.
Oh, come on now. I can't remember when you ever did.
There are a few around. I think I've gone soft.
Not too many of them in here.
Okay. Pass the word anyway.
Yeah, well, I will, but don't forget I'll be away most of the day.
Oh, that's right, so you will. What about you, Pixie Willis?
Oh, sorry, Bea. I was just thinking.
Oh, don't do too much of that, love. You could do yourself a mischief. Did you hear what I said about bitch features?
Yes, Bea.
Or will you pass the word around the other women?
Right.
Right.
Smart. Report to reception.
Good luck, Helen.
Yes, good luck.
I won't say goodbye. I'll be back here tonight for sure.
Get a bit of one, Smart. You don't want to be late for your own trial, do you? I wouldn't count on coming back here. Because if, or should I say when, you're sentenced, you'll be going straight to Barnhurst. Get a move on. Move!
Bitch! He's gonna get you, you great fat freak.
Mr. Wallace, hang on a minute. Glad I could catch you. Look, I don't want to get the kid into a lot of trouble.
Well, you can stop it if you want to.
Yeah, but what'll I tell the cops?
Well, you can tell them you were drunk, you lent her the money, then you forgot about it.
But that'll make me look a bit of a dill, don't you reckon?
Not as much of a deal as you look if you lose your job and you get arrested for knocking stuff off from the supermarket.
Yeah, but won't they get a bit niggly if I change my story?
Well, that's a chance you got to take. But I can arrange for them to get a lot more niggly.
All right. I'll see the cops and I'll drop the charges.
Good on you, son. I tell you what. One good turn deserves another. I'll give you a lift down to the police station, eh?
Good day, Mr. Morris.
Oh, hello, Sergeant.
These are the release papers for Rosemary Kay.
Charge has been dropped then.
Yeah, young Miller came in and told us the whole story, or at least another version of it.
So what happens to him? From what I've heard, he could go for attempted rape.
Well, that's not quite the way he told it to us, but he did confirm most of the girl's story. We let him go, with a stern warning not to try anything like it again.
He gets Rosemary out of here, that's the main thing.
Well, I'll leave you to it. See you later.
See ya.
Thanks a lot, Sarge.
I don't know what you did to make Rod change his mind, Wally, but you must be very proud of yourself. And I'm glad to see Rosemary's getting out. But I think only half the battle's won.
How do you mean?
I'm wondering what's the best thing for her when she's released. I mean, she's hardly equipped to face the big bad world, even though she has aged a few years in a couple of days.
Yeah. I've been giving that a lot of thought. I don't know about the future, but I know the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find her a proper place to live where she won't get into any trouble.
I think you're right, Wally. You know, I don't think I can remember when I've been quite so pleased to see somebody discharged from Wentworth.
Can you pick up the cotton?
You'll keep. You can bet on it. I wouldn't waste my money. You're a loser, Smith. And everybody knows it.
Get back to work, Smith. Right. Now these women report to the loading bay. Stevens, Mason, Shaw, Dobbs, Murray and Kennedy. Report to Mrs. Powell when you get there. Kay? I spoke to you, Kay.
Yes?
Yes, what?
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
It's better. Now, collect your traps and report to reception.
Why?
Oh, didn't I tell you? The charges against you have been dropped. You're being discharged.
Oh, good one, Rosemary. Oh, that's lovely, Rosemary. I'm really happy for you.
Come on, you lot. Get a move on. Report to Mrs. Powell now.
Goodbye, and good luck.
Go on,
I could see.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Ben. Thanks for everything. I don't know how I could have got by without you and Lizzie and the others looking out for me.
Just you look after yourself.
I will.
Come on, Kay. I haven't got all day waiting for you. I wouldn't worry too much about missing this lot. You'll be back. They all come back, don't they, Smith?
If you come back in here, I'll give you a good kick in the bum.
Don't worry, Bea. I've had enough.
Get.
Oh, Rosemary.
Pixie, aren't you supposed to be working?
Oh, yes, but I just slipped away to see you for a little while. I'm sorry you're leaving. Oh, if you know what I mean, but I'm really pleased for you.
Oh, thanks, Pixie. I can't say I'm sorry, but I will miss you all.
Well, what are you going to do once you get out?
I don't know yet. I'm not really worried. If I can survive this, I can survive anything.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be all right. Since you are going, would you mind doing me a small favour?
I will if I can.
Well, would you mind pasting this in the personal column of the paper for me?
Attractive young woman, affectionate nature, seeks correspondence with similar man. Object, matrimony. Advertiser is currently a model inmate. Prospects good. Reply, care of Wentworth Detention Centre.
Well, do you think anyone would be interested?
Oh, I'm sure they will. It's a wonderful idea. Of course I'll do it.
Oh, thank you. Here's $2. That should cover the cost.
I'll arrange it as soon as I get out.
You don't think I'm being silly, do you?
Oh, of course not. I think you're being very sensible. You're much better off to deal with a guy by mail first. Less chance of him chasing you around, doing the dirty on you and getting you stuck in a place like this.
Well, thank you, and good luck. Well, I must fly now. They're probably looking for me. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, back to the laundry. Oh, Mrs. Powell, you check this for me, please.
What is it?
Well, I was just going over the work roster and I'd like you to approve the changes.
Good love, you better leave her and typing for the moment.
Oh, well, look, we are short-handed in the laundry, especially now since...
Take some of the women from cleaning duties.
Right, I'll alter the roster.
Never knew that fresh air could feel so good.
You'll get plenty of it from now on.
Oh, Wally, how'll I ever be able to thank you for all the help you've given me?
Don't worry about it. I didn't do anything.
Nothing. Well, without you, I'd still be in there.
Well, the point is you should never have been in there in the first place.
I can guarantee you one thing. They'll never get me back. No way.
Good girl. Have you got any idea what you're going to do?
Not really. I'll have to find a job, of course, and somewhere to live.
Away from the Rod Millers.
Molly, do you think...
What?
Well, I've just come out of prison, and Driscoll House is for people like that, isn't it?
It's not really what I had in mind for you.
But I'd be all right in there, Wally. I know I would.
Well, the final say is really Judy Bryant's.
Judy'd let me stay. I'm sure she will.
All right. Driscoll House it is. But you won't be able to stay there full time. It's a halfway house.
Oh, I know, Wally, but it'll give me time to find something permanent without rushing in.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put in a good word for you. I know the owner.
One of the prisoners is missing. Stop! Come on, Stevens. Surely you didn't think you could get away with that. And under the very eyes of the Deputy Governor herself.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, roses here are prisoners too. When morning comes around.